Caring for children with special needs requires a deep understanding of their challenges and abilities.
Parents have to juggle their child's medical, emotional, and educational needs by getting specialized care. We go on the record with the organization that's here to help.
From WPBF 25, this is On the Record with Todd McDermott and Nathalie Pozo.
The nonprofit Extraordinary Kids Foundation in Lake Worth provides care to dozens of special needs children. And joining me this morning is the organization's founder, Nadine Gilzine. Thank you for being here today. So glad you're joining us. Let's talk first about the mission of Extraordinary Kids.
Awesome. Thank you for having me, Todd. So we were established to provide care, services, resources, and to advocate for children with special needs and medically complex conditions.
And some of these services that you can provide may not be available elsewhere, but what can you do for families who obviously do need the help?
Yes, definitely. So we provide medical childcare from birth to age 21 for children with a wide range of diagnoses, from cerebral palsy to Down syndrome to diabetics, children that are oxygen dependent, that have trachs, ventilators. Our team of licensed nurses and therapists are there to provide for them. We do 12 hours per day. Monday through Friday, we're open 7 to 7, and that's just one aspect of what we provide. We also assist them with in-kind donations, financial support for parents that are in need and have things that they need to cover, especially emergency situations. So we jump in wherever is needed.
Now, this is interesting. Explain the catalyst for this organization, because I need to point out, I know that you're a wife, mother of 3,
Yes.
and your son was diagnosed with cerebral palsy
Yes.
and epilepsy at 9 months.
Yes, absolutely. So when that diagnosis hit, it hit like a ton of bricks. I had no idea what to do or where to turn. I was a young mom. And so when my son was diagnosed, I really did not know what to do. At the time, I was actually in college and battling, finishing my bachelor's degree and also having a special needs child. So I know firsthand the challenges that comes with having a child with special needs and medically complex conditions as well.
Well, let's talk about that. When you were in that situation, looking around, what did you find? Were there services there, or you just saw an empty space that had to be filled?
An empty space. And I'm going to tell you a true story. My son, up until the age of 6 or 7, was in a traditional daycare in an infant room because they truly did not know what to do with him. He was nonverbal, unable to walk, and they didn't want the other kids that are older and that were his age to hurt him. So he didn't have a place in that setting, so they just had him in the infant room because he needed to be fed, he had to be diapered, and that's all they knew. And at the time, that's all I knew. I didn't know that there were centers that provide medical child care with qualified professionals and therapies that he could be receiving. I didn't know. I was in and out of the hospital system because he had many hospitalizations. No one told me.
You were so young. Take me back for a moment to getting the diagnosis, because the impact must have been very large on you and your family.
It was. We noticed that he was not meeting his milestones. He was not sitting up. He was not able to do things that a typical child his age was doing. So we took him to the neurologist and they ran a few tests, and that's when we got the official diagnosis. And I was lost. My family was lost. We, had never even heard of cerebral palsy, and we were told very early on, at around 9 months, that his diagnosis comes with a risk of seizures. And by 1 year old, he started having multiple seizures. So that was another thing that we had to contend with. He ended up back and forth to neurology. Meds were not working, so we ended up having to do what's called a vagal nerve stimulator implant that is implanted in his upper chest to assist with his seizure frequency, because he was literally in and out of the hospital. At one point, they had him in an induced coma because he just would not stop seizing. So it was a very rough time for us, and it still continues to be, because we still face, he's 22 today, but he still has his challenges,
Well, we want to wish him a happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have to ask you about your situation, because here you are facing all of this. At what point and how did you reach the conclusion, I need to start a career in this field to help other families?
I think it hit me when I had a friend who actually was going through the exact same thing. Her son has the same diagnosis as my son. And we were just having a conversation, and she also was struggling to find services and resources. And then I'm a licensed nursing home administrator. That is my previous career. So I know a lot about being in the healthcare system. And so I used that knowledge, and I said to myself, I need to do something about this and not just be on the sidelines and let things happen to me and to those around me. I need to get out there and figure out, how can I be impactful? What can I do to make changes and bring about changes for these children and for their families?
You provide so much for these families. I want to address something in particular, and it's caregiver burnout, which I know is a big challenge for families like yours and many others.
Yes, that is a huge thing. It is hard being a parent to a typical child, but when you add the component of a special needs child, it is even harder. And because, to be honest, we don't have a break many times, and with many of our children, we don't get to look forward to them leaving home. They'll never leave home. My son will never leave home. So it can be a very stressful thing, and parents do get burnt out. And so as an organization, we try to help that as much as we can. We have programs like Parents Night Out that we do for parents to get a break on the weekends, for them to bring us their child. We take care of them while they can go take a nap, read a book, go on a date night, because it's so important. For you to care for your child, you have to first care for yourself. And I tell parents this all the time. If you're not well, you can't be well for them.
It makes so much sense. Finally, I want to ask you what you tell parents facing the situation for the first time. What do you tell them?
Don't give up hope. You're not alone. And what I tell them is advocate. If you don't know, ask questions, find resources. Google is your best friend. Find a support group. Get amongst people that know and understand what it is that you're going through, but most of all, never give up. Never give up. Your child needs you, and you are the only one that is going to be able to care for them in a way that's going to make sure that they are well taken care of for the rest of their life. So they need you. They need you to do what you can as their parent to ensure their future.
And you, what you've done, and your family provide a great example. Nadine Gilzean, thank you so much.
Thank you, Todd. It was a pleasure.
So good to hear about your organization. We have much more to come as well.
Awesome.
Thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
And again, happy birthday to your son.
Thank you.
Next, my co-anchor, Nathalie Pozo, has a conversation about how parents can get access to the Foundation's daycare services.
You're watching On the Record on WPBF 25.
We are continuing to talk about caring for children with special needs. Brandy Eaton is a registered nurse with more than 23 years of experience, a large portion in neonatal care. She is part of the team at the Extraordinary Kids Foundation. Brandy, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. Let's talk a little bit more about the services that are available for families.
So the services we offer for families are qualified nursing care, taking care of children up until the age of 21 who either have G-tubes or tracheostomies, they're on ventilators, all the way to neurotypical kids who have maybe type 1 diabetes, respiratory issues, and providing a safe environment for them, as well as giving their families
peace of mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Peace of mind. They get qualified care, they get physical therapy and occupational therapy and nursing care, and parents can go to work, which has been a hard thing for them for a long time.
And you were telling me too that it's this environment is so important because they're with other children, versus being at home when it's just maybe the child and a nurse.
Yes, it helps with social anxiety and getting to see people who are like them as well. Like, because when you're at home, it's you and your nurse.
Right.
You know, in the center, you get to see all kinds of different kids and see people like you, people different than you.
You can relate and say, hey, I'm not alone in this, right? Now, you can take up to 60 children at the facility, and you have many families that you're already serving in the community.
Absolutely. I don't know our exact number right now, but it's a daily thing. They come before school. We have some kids who go to school and then come after school. We provide free transportation for them. And they come in and they get to have fun, and they're still safe. They're being taken care of. while
Tell
they're
us
fine.
about that for anyone that, may be watching who has a child with special needs and may be interested, in the program and taking their kids. It's hard when you have a child that needs extra care.
Absolutely.
What do you want to tell parents about, the environment where you
Come and see
are, the
us.
trust, that their children are going to be taken
Yeah,
care of?
absolutely. Come and see us. We offer tours. Give us a call. Look at all the children that are in there, and you will see everybody's happy. We're all playing. All of the people that I work with, we all believe in what we do, and we all want them to be happy. And come see us.
You could really tell with the organization that your passion really translates in your
thank you.
work. Let's talk a little bit about the location. So you have one in Lake Worth, and there's a
Yes.
new one coming to Port St. Lucie. How can people enroll?
They got to give us a call. Well, you have to have a prescription from your doctor. Your doctor deems it medically necessary. Come and see us. We'll work on getting the authorization in and getting the approval so that you can start coming to see us and get medical daycare and the medical transportation.
And Brandy, does insurance cover this? How does that work?
Insurance does cover it. Medicaid absolutely covers it. And now that it's becoming a more prominent availability, other insurances are starting to do it as well. So, come in and see us and we'll do all the work for you.
And what about if parents don't have insurance? What can we tell them?
Still come see us. Come see us.
You'll work with families.
We work with families all the time. My cohorts in this are amazing and do amazing things for people. So
Yeah.
come see us.
Brandy, you're getting emotional about this. Talk to us about why this is just so important to you.
So I like you said, I did a lot of my career in neonatal, and it's just beautiful to see where they come from. Like having children that start off at a pound and so sick, or cardiac disease, and then I never see them after that. Now I get to see them until they're adults, and they're thriving, and they're catching up, and they're doing all the things that people always said they wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's-
amazing.
It is amazing.
And
They're
thank you for
amazing.
all the amazing work
Oh.
that you do and the rest of the
Thank you.
team over at the organization. Thank you again for
Thank
your time
you.
this morning,
Thank
Brandy.
you.
Coming up next, my co-anchor, Todd McDermott, he's going to speak with a parent who had to learn how to navigate her son's diagnosis.
Now joining me this morning is Erica Richardson and her son Bryce. Erica just happens to be the parent of the very first child accepted to the Extraordinary Kids Center back in April 2017. We have the pioneer, we have the original with us, Bryce.
Wow, that's so long ago. It seems so long ago.
What was Bryce's original diagnosis and how did that come about for you?
Bryce was born, he was a preemie. He was born at 33 weeks. He suffered loss of oxygen at birth. We were told very early that he would possibly have cerebral palsy, but it was confirmed like a little later, like a few months later.
Tell me about finding Extraordinary Kids for Bryce.
Well, Bryce was being taken care of by my Nana, and as children do, they grow, and he was getting too big and too much to handle. So she was like, I can't keep him after school anymore. So I just so happened to see that QLH was opening, and I went in, and we've been there ever since.
And there are other health challenges that Bryce has had to deal with?
Absolutely. Bryce has cerebral palsy. He does have epilepsy. He has hydrocephalus, where he has a shunt in his brain. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
That sounds so challenging, and I know that you deal with it every day. Can you go back to when you were first dealing with it, and when you looked out at the landscape, did you know what you were going to do?
Absolutely not. To just give you a little history, Todd, I was a young mom with Bryce. I was 22 years old. When he was born in a rush, in a hurry. But one night at the NICU where he was, we had a nurse tell us, you know, there's home for children like him, and you should just put him up for adoption. And I knew then that I was supposed to be his advocate, that I am his advocate and I'm his voice. And I pulled up my big girl pants, and I've taken care of him.
Yeah, you have. And now, almost 18 years later.
Almost 8. Can you believe that? Can we believe that?
And you are still a young woman, and you are the mother of many others.
Ooh, Todd, many. Just 3
Well,
more.
I think 3 boys.
Three
other
very
boys.
rambunctious boys, yes.
That's got to be something else.
It is.
I really want to know, as far as Extraordinary Kids Foundation, how you found out about it, since Bryce is the original child to go to the daycare. How you even
I
found it?
just so happened to see that they were opening. I went in just to see what it was all about. I met with their nurse administrator, Opal Thomas. My first immediate was she was warm. And I've never felt like just a client or he's just been a patient. It was family immediately.
And what's the connection for Bryce there? Tell us what it's like for Bryce at the daycare. First going there and even now his connection with it all.
Like I said, going in from day one, it was warm, and it's still. He's well respected as the first child of QLH.
Does he get respect for being that guy?
Yes, he does. He
Okay.
is the OG. He does. But just as warm as they were in the beginning, and where he mattered in the beginning, he still is. His care, his health is priority over there.
Can you talk a little bit about what it means to have the daycare there as a resource for parents like you and for yourself, just to make people really aware of what it's all about?
So to have QLH in our life has been godsend. They offer a lot of things for exhausted parents as myself. Opal is she is a listening ear. Having a special needs child, you have a whole bunch of different emotions: angry, sad, overwhelmed, exhausted. She's helped with that. They do something called Parent Nights Out. So like, even if you just want to go home and just watch your favorite show, you can drop your child off and then just go for a couple hours, whatever it is, have a dinner, or like I said, watch your own show. They have that for you, and they're just very supportive to my family.
And these challenges, we should point out, they don't go away
They
from
do
the family.
not.
They're just part of life.
They are. They are. It's funny because my husband and I have been married for quite some time, and that is very uncommon in the special needs community. Divorce is very high. So you have to make time for each other, having, typical children and having a special needs child. You have to put yourself, make time for your spouse. So you don't get burnt out, you don't get overwhelmed. So,
And the last thing I want to ask you is how they've made life better for Bryce.
QLH is just phenomenal. I've had so many instances with having a special needs child. Where you have to fight with insurances for things, or you don't have enough to provide, and they've helped step in when we've needed help for Bryce, my family all together, and we will forever be grateful for their help and assistance.
Well, Erica and Bryce, as you said, the OG.
He is the OG.
He is the OG. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us,
We
Todd.
appreciate it, and thank you for sharing your story. On the record, we'll be right back.
As you heard one of our previous guests say, just come down to the center, take a tour, and ask questions. Thank you so much for making us a part of your morning.
And as always, we encourage you to be part of our discussion every Sunday right here at 10 a.m. Until we see you again, you can watch this morning's On the Record episode and all our episodes on our website, WPBF.com, and on our free WPBF 25 News app. Matter of Fact with Soto O'Brien is next. We hope you have a great Sunday. See you again next week.